Hello, everybody. It is Emily Breyer with Claim Brilliance. I am so excited to bring you this training today. It is about gratitude. And why did I choose gratitude? Well, first of all, it has been on my heart and in my mind to do a training about gratitude for probably about 3 months now. And I've been kind of postponing it because it is such an important topic that I was a little intimidated, but I just had it on my heart and was just like, if I don't set the time and make the time to do this recording and this training, I'm never going to do it because it just is one of those areas which is so big and it just feels really like so much bigger than I am. And so I've been postponing it and procrastinating it. And so today I just knew that I had to do this. And I knew that if I didn't set the time that I wasn't going to do it. And earlier, in fact, just like about half hour ago, one of my trainings ended that I have been involved in. And so I'm like all pumped, you guys. I'm pumped and I'm ready to share with you this area of gratitude and the research that I've done and share some stories of, being grateful and how that has impacted my life. And so let me screen share with you and here we go. My picture is going to disappear because I watched one time, I was watching one of my, rewatching one of my trainings that I did where I didn't turn my video off. And I was in the way the entire time, even though I thought that I could manipulate where I was on the screen. It didn't work. So I'm going to unshare my photo. And let's see, I'm going to unshare my photo. There we go. So that I'm not in the way. Okay. All right. So welcome. My name is Emily Breyer, and I am the CEO and founder and your hostess today of the CEO of Claim Brilliance and your hostess for the seminar about joy and gratitude. Let me tell you a little bit about me and who I am and my goals and my accomplishments, where do I fit in and everything. So I am a wife of 21 years. It will be 22 in May. So I have a little bit of time under my belt in our relationship. I have 5 beautiful children. They're not really children anymore. They're young adults and teenagers, but I have 5 of them. Tell people that I have a handful, and it's true. I'm also a homeschooler. I was also homeschooled, so I'm second generational. And I am the founder and owner of Claim Brilliance LLC. My business is that of a transformational coach and a speaker. And I love it. It is so much fun to be able to connect with people and to make a difference in people's lives. Some of the things that I love to do is I love to travel. It is so much fun to experience God's creation of this world and to be able to experience new people. I love it. So traveling is really, really, really exciting for me. I love teaching and training. I actually really love organizing as well. I just think that when your house is in order and your mind is in order and your life is in order, you flow and you're in Zen. I love making memories. I love having a great time. One of my favorite things to do is anything to do with water, really, but I love snorkeling and I love jumping off of ridges and edges and that type of a thing and landing in water. There is a fear there as well. If it's too high, I get a little bit scared, but I still find a lot of joy in basically anything water. I'm a water baby. I love learning about goals and setting, and actually the process of achieving the goal brings me a lot of joy. I have moved around a lot. In the last 22 years, we have moved, I think it is either 16 or 17 times now. So we move around a lot, which means I collect new friends, and I love spending quality time with people. I'm very lucky to have a lot of different, what I call sister friends in my life. And I'm so grateful. I know that in each area we've lived in, I have had an experience of meeting new people and creating those bonds. And so I really appreciate that. All right. So as you can see, those are some of the things that I like. Some things that I have accomplished is my marriage of 22 years, homeschool mother for 16 plus years. I have certified with 3 key elements and Yale in coaching and speaking. I was a mentor to both the women and young women and youth in my church. CEO of Claim Brilliance. I have had the opportunity to actually be a mentor in the elite program of 3 key elements. That was a lot of fun, as I was able to help coaches become coaches, like training them to do that. I also headed up Bountiful Baskets in my area, in one of the areas that I lived in, for almost 2 years. That was a lot of fun. And I did that with one of my quote unquote sister friends. I like to call them that because they just mean so much to me. Anyways, I was a mentor and a trainer at Olive Garden for their servers about communication skills and getting to connect with the table and being able to help them create and generate more sales as they were serving the people that would come into the Olive Garden. So that was one thing that I actually really loved doing. I would probably do that my entire life if I had the opportunity to just mentor Olive Garden students. It was so fun, but I'm taking it to the next level. And so hopefully I will be mentoring and training not just Olive Garden people, but the world and those who connect with me on a deeper level. And as you watch my videos and my trainings, super awesome. So I love mentoring. It's incredible. I attended Toastmasters for a while, where they teach you about speaking and teach you the techniques of public speaking in particular, but also staying on topic and that type of a thing. It's a lot of fun. Didn't do it for very long because we ended up moving, and I just didn't pursue that, but it was amazing, the things that I did learn. I moved across the country. So we were on the West Coast and we moved to the East Coast, and we ended up getting rid of everything we owned. 95% of everything that we owned, we decided to sell and get rid of as we moved. That was a huge learning curve and learning process, and it shifted our thinking on what was really important. I thought that was pretty amazing that we were able to do that. Traveled in the United States, obviously clear cross country, but I've also traveled outside of the US. My first travel experience outside, I took my daughter to the Bahamas, and that was incredible. And then for one of our anniversaries, my husband and I actually traveled to Jamaica, where we were able to experience Jamaica on a whole new level. It was very eye-opening. I had never been to a third world country, and I learned a lot. I jumped off. This is the jumping off point. I jumped off of a 30-foot bridge into the water below. I had been taking my friends to this spot that my daughter had shown me, and I would go down, and you can climb down into the water. And so I would climb down into the water, and I did that all summer. At the end of the summer, I actually jumped. I have a video of that, of me jumping off of this bridge on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in watching me overcome one of my greatest discomforts and getting out of my comfort zone, you can check that out on my channel. So go look at it. It's kind of fun to watch. Spending time with my goals and spending time helping others, I love doing it. It is something that lights me up. Again, that mentoring. Another thing that I did that was a huge feat is I released 77 pounds and ended up running a half marathon. My next slide that I will be showing you, I have before and after pictures of my weight loss, and I think that is kind of fun to share, that the before and afters, and that if I can do it, anybody can do it. That is a journey that I'm still treading, but it's not necessarily about the destination. It's about who I become and who you become as you fulfill your goals, as you work on your goals. All right, so a little bit about my personal wants and goals is I want to influence 1 million people and to help them live their mission and their passion. I want to help youth find direction and purpose. Suicide rates are through the roof right now with COVID and the restrictions, and hopefully with things being, we're not so isolated anymore. So hopefully those numbers will go down. But I want people to know that there's hope and that you matter. And I really want to influence people. I want women to find joy in their womanhood, as well as if you're a mother, and even if you're not a mother, if you're a neighbor, an aunt, a sister, I want you to find joy in fulfilling that role of motherhood that is in us. And I want people to be financially free. I want to create beauty by helping organize time, talents, helping people realize that it's who they become. People get stuck, and I want to help people get unstuck. I also want to share my love for my Savior, Jesus Christ, and bring others to know him as well. Now, that being said, my goal and my target audience are faith-based women. That doesn't necessarily mean you have to be Christian. I have a beautiful friend who her parents are Buddha, and they are beautiful people. And so it's just really important to have something bigger than yourself, and to have something that's bigger than yourself. It creates knowledge, and it's beautiful. And I know, and I'm glad that I'm not the biggest thing in my life, because if I were the biggest thing in my life and I didn't have something or someone that's bigger than myself, man, I'd be in a lot of trouble. So, all right. I want to travel more and teach others, and then you can read on and on. I don't want to spend too much time on this area because I have a limited time, but I really want to make an impact. And first and foremost, I want you to know how important you are. You have a mission. You have a purpose. There is a plan, and you matter so much. I could go on and on and on about that, but I will move on. So really fast, here is my before and after picture. I may look happy there, but I was actually in a really dark place. It was not, I was not being my authentic self. I was living a life that I didn't, it was a roller coaster of a ride that I basically didn't know where I was going, who I was, what my calling was. I was a mom. I think this was after my fifth child. So after my, nope, my fourth child. Um, and I just wasn't in a very good space. And then here, this is my brother. And I had signed up right here. I had signed up with a group of people at my gym to run the Tough Mudder. And my brother called me, and his work actually paid for him to do the Tough Mudder. He is born with a club foot, and got that fixed when he was a baby, but it has given him kind of a lot of problems his entire life. And so I was like, I know that I promised this, but this is an area, this is something that my brother is going to do this race with a club foot, with a fixed club foot, but it still gives him a lot of problems. There is no way that I am going to miss this opportunity to do this incredible challenge without him by my side if he's doing it. So I switched teams and we ran this incredible Tough Mudder. I've ran it twice. I love it. For those of you who don't know, it's actually a race that has a lot of mud and obstacles involved, and it is so much fun. I love it so much. So Team Adams is his company. And yeah, it was incredible. I was fixed. I don't know if you can tell on my face, but the difference is night and day. I was trying to I was faking being happy, and I am authentically happy here, and it's incredible. I love it, and I love who I've become along the journey. All right, so let's go into the training. All right, this is the agenda for today. I want to make sure that I stay on task, and I want you to know that I have a plan for this, that I'm not just going to squirrel off and be all over the place. So gratitude and savoring, busting the myths of the mind, how to really be happy in practice, practices to implement. Sorry, I can read and I know what I'm talking about. Practices to implement and where to go from here. So let's jump right in. All right, gratitude and appreciation are two of the most spiritual emotions. Tony Robbins said that, and I couldn't agree more. I love that quote. And wanted to share it. So, how to physically make yourself happy. I want to go into body language here. And actually, I'm going to turn me back on. Hold on just a minute. Because I'm going to do this with you. Oh, wait. Aha, hi. So I want us to actually, before we get started, I want you to take a deep breath and kind of measure how you feel on a scale of 1 to 10. Kind of gauge that. Like, are you at like a 1? Are you at a 10 where you're like, woohoo, life is amazing? Or are you kind of just like, meh, oh no, life is blah, blah, blah. Or are you just kind of like, yeah, I'm okay. All right, so I'm debating about which one to start with. Maybe I'm going to pull that up in just a minute. Okay, so maybe actually we'll start with the like depresso espresso. So I want you to kind of slump your body over and kind of slouch and kind of look down and think about like sadness, think about depression. If you've ever experienced depression, you'll know, you'll know what I'm talking about when you just want to cry, where life is just really, really hard. And so I kind of want you to emotionally go into this state and then notice what happens to your body as you think about those dark times where you just, it's hard. It's hard. So what's happening? Your voice kind of goes lower. Your head pops down a little bit. You start enclosing by slouching, and just your face sags. Might have some tension with worry or living an old story, and just feel really sad. And your body shows that you're really sad. Now, when I'm going to count down, and when I count down, I want you to, maybe we won't stand, but I want you to do exactly opposite of what you're doing right now, thinking about something sad. So I want you to bring your head up and your shoulders back and your chin slightly higher than parallel position. And I want you to smile and put your hands on your hips like a superhero. 3, 2, 1. Now stay there for a minute. Oh my gosh, what just happened? Did you notice what just happened? My voice went lighter as my body language, and I giggled. And I giggled. That's not fake, you guys. So put your hands on your hips and just be like, I am amazing. Okay. When you throw your shoulders back and you just stand up 2 inches taller and you parallel your chin, but slightly higher, and you pull your chest out and your shoulders down and back. And now I want you to take and put a smile on your face. Put a smile on your face, superhero stance, like this is awesome. And I want you to just close your eyes and feel. Just feel for just a few seconds. Take a deep breath in through your mouth, or in through your nose and out through your mouth. Kind of fun, huh? Okay, so, get back up here. And I hope you guys did that exercise with me, because it's a real thing. Body language is a real thing. When you cave into yourself it creates an energy around you. And so if you ever want to feel confident, if you ever want to feel like brave and just reposition just your body language. Okay. Your body language has so much power. It's incredible, and energy. It's pretty hard to be depressed when your shoulders are back and you're open and you're receptive and you're willing to receive and you're willing to be, it's opening up, and there's an energy about openness. And so I hope you felt that, because it is actually a real feeling that happens when you open up. And so when you are in a state where you're just nervous, where you're depressed and you just are in your head, sometimes we get in our head and our body language always shows, no matter what. Like if you're talking to somebody and you're like, so how's your life? Like, how's your marriage? And somebody's like, oh man, everything is so good within my marriage. It just is incredible. I wouldn't choose it any other way. Are they lying? What is their body language telling you? Because what comes out of their mouth is not always true. Nobody ever wants to be perceived as a liar, but we also have a tendency to not want to open ourselves up, not want to be vulnerable. And so we are our body language, like, will always tell the truth no matter what. And so if somebody's like, how are you today? And you're just like, man, I just really, really good. I'm really good. You know that there's some frustration. They're chopping, they're cutting, they're smacking. And so the way you use body language is really, really, really important. I started doing this because I was doing that earlier. Habits, right? I'm not frustrated. I'm perfect. Anyway, so the way we use body language helps our mood or hinders our mood. And so if you're closed up and you're feeling or you're thinking about things that, like, living in your past or living in a future that hasn't happened yet, and you're stressed, what are your eyebrows doing? Where are your shoulders at? Are you slumped forward? Are you looking down? Like, throw yourself back, open up, like spread your arms wide and open yourself up and take a deep breath. So that's one way in which we can immediately change our energy and change how we're feeling, is to open up and throw your head back and then smile, or even better, dance and laugh. It is so much fun. And people will think you're super weird. I've been doing that for the last 4 days as I've been doing a training on Zoom, or not Zoom, just on the internet. And it's Tony Robbins. He has a lot of energy, and he has you get up and move and shout and do all of these movements that are super fun. And so he has you play basically to get you energized. And so movement, key. Another tip, movement, which we're going to go into, is another way to bring happiness and gratitude and feel joy. Okay. So what are the benefits? I'm going to go ahead and get rid of me again so that you can see all of my smiley faces. Okay. What are the benefits of gratitude and savoring? Your mood increases. You're able to manage stress better. You strengthen your immune system, which is really cool, especially with COVID and stuff. If you're happy in your gratitude and you're savoring the moments and stuff, your blood pressure goes down, your immune system is stronger, and you actually feel and make stronger social connections, which is really cool. So what is gratitude? It is the quality of being grateful. And then what is savoring? Savoring is staying in the moment that you're in, either present or a past memory, which I'll go into in a little bit. So let me tell you about, I'm going to go back on because I think when you're being vulnerable, which I'm going to be vulnerable, it's important that you have a connection. And so seeing my face while I'm telling a story it's good. It's good stuff. So I have dealt with a lot of depression in my life. When I was 11 years old, I gained a lot of weight really fast. So I started gaining weight when I was 9, and by the time I hit 13, I ballooned clear up to 205 pounds and worked really, really hard to try to find happiness and to try to figure out who I am. And when I was 14, 15, and 16, 14 and 15, I would work out like crazy. Wasn't able to release my weight, which I associated my self-worth with what I look like. And so my self-esteem was really, really, really just non-existent. When I turned 15 and clear into my 20s, early 20s, I started the practice of purging, gorging and purging. And so I became bulimic. And when I was 16, I was in a really, really, really dark area of my life. I was heavy, dealing with stress of school, and then whether or not to be homeschooled, and was thinking about whether or not I was going to move away from home, and had a boyfriend, and that didn't found all of my self-worth within that relationship. Like I had associated my self-worth with him. And so when he broke up, I actually attempted suicide. I was in a really, really, really dark place. And it was so dark. But I remember there were times when so my father had built a desk and then a mirror, so kind of like a vanity, but the vanity was like in a cubby on the wall, like stuck to the wall, like a desk would be stuck to the wall. Anyways, and I remember I would climb up there and I would just look at myself in the mirror, and I would be sitting, and I would look at myself and I would just start crying because I didn't like myself. I didn't think I had any self-worth. I was so depressed. I thought my whole life, and I hurt for this girl, because I know that she hurt so bad, you guys. Like, she would cry all night long and then try to get up and go to school. And so there were times when I was homeschooled and times where I went to school. And when I went to school, there was nothing. I felt like I had zero value. And it's just such a dark time in my life. And so when we're talking about gratitude and savoring and joy and being happy and knowing who you are and doing these practices, know that I have personal experience on what it takes. And there are times when I still deal with depression. It is not nearly as bad as it used to be, but there were just my childhood, man, I hurt for her because she did not know her self-worth, and she was in a really dark place. And so these things that I'm teaching you and telling you about, they're real. This is how I manage my stress. This is how I manage my depression. This is how I kicked myself out of suicide. I didn't actually go and get help for the suicide. I failed at the suicide, and how grateful I am today. Man, I think about all of the blessings that I would have missed. I went with my daughter to a young man who succeeded in taking his life. And as he was laying in the casket, sorry, I might get a little emotional on this, because I was almost there, you guys. Oh my goodness, it's coming up, isn't it? I thought about all of the things that he missed. He missed so many things in his life because he took it so early. He was, I think, 16. We lived in an area at one time. Where there were suicides from young people for silly reasons. One boy that I heard of, I didn't know him personally, but he went to the school. He took his life because his grades were bad and he was afraid to tell his parents because he was going to get kicked out of football or wrestling or something. And he took his life over that. And it just, oh, you guys, it touches my heart because it could have been me. Like, that could have been me. I didn't think I was going to go here. I would have missed being a mom. I would have been missed finding my companion. And in my religion, we believe that if we are sealed together, we actually get that partnership and we get to our families when we pass on from this life. And so I would have missed out on being with my family for time and all eternity. I would have missed this opportunity to talk to you guys. I would have missed so many things had I taken my life. And it just, I'm so glad that I didn't. It's such a blessing that I didn't go there. Okay, let's move on. So what, I'm going to make me disappear here. What we think will make us happy is actually not what will make us happy. Our brains think, when I finally blank, then my life will be amazing. And that is not actually true. What is true? So we think that when we win that game, or when we find our spouse, or when we get the house we want, when we find the perfect weight or the perfect body or the perfect whatever, when we get enough money, when we get the diploma, when we get the job, when we get the car, those are the times that we think we will be able to be our most happy, is in the external world. But actually that is not true at all. What is true is, oh wait, just a minute, sorry. So there we go. I actually made a list. So here's pictures and here's the list. And the myths that our brain, the lies that they tell is when I land the right job or get the good grades, when I fit into a size 5, when I find the perfect man or woman of my dreams, when I get enough money, the right house. Okay. So there was a study done where they took people who are grateful, and they studied those who were grateful, and then those who thought life was a hassle or things were a hassle, and then the actual event. So what they found was life as a whole with gratitude, the average was 5.005, and then the gratitude or the quality of life actually goes down to 4.64 if you're thinking about the hassle and everything. And then when the event actually happens, the average is 4.66. And so having that experience and going through the experience, when you express gratitude, it's actually more powerful than the actual event. And then if you think about the upcoming week, your gratitude, when you express gratitude and the things that you're looking forward to, your life as a whole is 5.48. And then if you're just like, it's just such a hassle, this is annoying, it goes down to 5.11. And then the real event actually is a 5.10 or 5.10. And then this is really cool. When you express gratitude, or you think about the things that you're grateful for and you express those things, the amount of exercise, the hours of exercise, and on average is at a rate of 4.35. If you think of your life as a hassle and stuff, your exercise goes down to 3.01, and then the event itself is a 3.75. And so here we can see that gratitude has a lot to do with our happiness. It's not the event that actually happens. It's not the weight loss. It's not the car. It's not the money. It's not that type of a thing. It's how we think about those type of a thing and being grateful and expressing the gratitude within those things. And so here, what really makes us happy? So what really makes us happy are, again, the mindset at work. And so some techniques that you can practice is, just a minute, I'm sorry, Shenna, sorry, you guys, interrupt, small break, get up and wiggle your body for just a minute. Yes, okay. All right, so sorry about that interrupt. My friend, my teenagers are at the door trying to knock and come in. I'm so sorry. Okay, back to the training. So what really makes us happy are things that we don't think will make us happy, but meditating and reflecting, these are parts of savoring, which I'm going to explain. Maybe I'll just do that now. So savoring is the act of actually taking a minute to be in the moment. Does that make sense? So you can do this through a memory. In fact, why don't we just go ahead and do a practice right now? So close your eyes. I'll do it with you. So you're going to close your eyes and think of a time that you just had a blast, or a memory that you just hold deep in your heart. And I want you to close your eyes and go there. So what were you doing? What were the sounds? What did it feel like? Was it cold outside? Was it warm outside? Were you in the water? Were you hiking? Were you in the spa? Where were you? What were the sounds? What were the smells? What were the things that you were experiencing? And I want you to step into that experience. And take a deep breath. In through your nose, out through your mouth. Do it again. And one more time. So savoring, if you are experiencing a moment right now, when you experience a moment that you want to just, savoring is being present, being in the minute, being in the moment, being present, not letting yourself get distracted. All right, and then friends and family, you guys, we are social creatures. We are social creatures. This is this one right here. We are social. We are a species that need other people. We need other people. I can say it again. We need other people. Even those who are introverts, we need other people. That is one reason why suicide rates went up so dramatically during COVID, is because we were not allowed to go and see and be around other people. So in my church, I am in the youth group, and we have an activity where all of the youth and the leaders who are over the youth get together every Wednesday. And so many times at the end of the day, I am so tired. I feel very tired. And I'm like, oh, this seems like it's going to be such a pain. I don't want to go. But then, because I'm involved, I end up going anyways. And then I'm always telling my youth and the people there, I'm so glad I came today because I just feel so much better. We need people, you guys. And then moving your body. So I love dancing, authentically dancing. It is just a way that I express, but moving your body, and we're going to go into what that actually looks like. Different ways you can move your body. When people are like, I hate exercise, they have not dated their exercise. And so I'm going to give ideas and tell you benefits of moving your body. It doesn't have to be for very long. And I know I have my brother and I have a niece that also has nerve issues where she can't walk. There are so many ways in which you can still move your body. My mom, she can't really get out of her chair very, very easily. And like I said, if you feel like you don't like to exercise or move your body, you have not dated enough. All right. So these are the things that are our mindset. When we work on our mindset, we have a better life. Okay. This picture is there because that is part of gratitude. We can either journal about gratitude or savoring. We can also take a picture of events that are happening where you just like, I really want to remember this moment. And so taking a picture and then being in that moment whenever you look at that picture, it's great. All right, so let's go over practices that you can do to kick yourself out of the slumps. All right. The first thing is write in a journal at least 5 to 10 things that you are grateful for every single day, and then really think about those things. So write them down. You can either do it one at a time and then sit with it for a few seconds and just really like, I am so grateful for, and then sit with it for just a few seconds. And then number 2, I am so grateful for, and you do that with 5 to 10 things. So writing out in a journal. All right, again, standing up straight and releasing your shoulders, chest out, head tilted slightly up, and smile and breathe. Okay. That's number 2. Number 3, savoring. We went over that. We did a practice with that. Think about a memory or be present within the moment and don't let your mind wander. That is really, really key, is not to let your mind wander. Be present. Meditate. This is really cool. So there was a study done about the benefits of meditation. And when you actually meditate, there's a couple of different ways that you can meditate. I find it, one of the ways that I find is easy for me to meditate is to focus on a person and like think about their well-being and wish them health and wish them joy and like express love for them through thought and send good vibes to them. Okay. So when you do that kind of a meditation, there was a study done that said that when you express gratitude or you meditate on the well-being of one person, it doesn't have to be everybody, it just has to be one person. When you meditate on one person, you actually start to form connections and at a deeper level with even strangers. You don't even have to know who they are. You could pass by them, and all of a sudden, because you have all of this love and you've meditated on the health of another well-being, it travels. It's beautiful. So there's a poem that you can read. It's called Drop a Pebble in the Water. It is phenomenal, but basically this is the side effect. If you drop a pebble in the water, in a moment it's gone, but the effects keep going. And that's the gist, whether it's good or bad. And so when you think about a person and you meditate on their well-being, you have a deeper connection with even strangers. It's awesome. Okay, write a gratitude note and give it to the person in person. So there was another study done where they recorded, let me see. I thought that I wrote who did it. It may still have been by Ammon and McCollin. Anyways, they did a study where a group of people actually wrote out a thank you note and gave it to them in person. And the side effects lasted clear up to 6 months after the note was delivered. That's pretty incredible. Imagine if you did that once a week. Imagine if you did that once a day. Just, hey, really just wanted to say thank you for, and then giving that letter to them in person. Makes both of you feel good. Exercise. There's a whole host of benefits, which we're going to be going over. Go talk to someone, get out of the house, go talk to others. It's really, 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 really important. And just being in the presence of another person, there's a whole host of benefits of being. It's okay to do Zoom and stuff, but actually connecting your vibration and your presence and being in their presence is really, 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 really important. And you actually can see this with long distance relationships. Not that they can't work, but you have to work extra hard on a long distance relationship for that relationship to work, because proximity is key to finding happiness, connection, joy, any intimate relationship, whether it's with your kids or whether it's with your parents or whether it's with your significant other. If you're not in proximity, you grow distant. That just distance grows distant. All right, so singing. This is really a great tool to have underneath your belt. It does not have to be a happy-go-lucky song, you guys. It does not have to be a happy-go-lucky song. If you are feeling an emotion that is sad, that is angry, that is depresso espresso, that is not happy, don't go and try to find yourself a happy song. That is not how you are feeling, and what you need to do is express your emotion. Hold on, I want to actually talk to you guys about this. Hi. Okay. So really, really, really important that you know and understand that the reason why you are connecting to a certain song, if you have like a favorite song, or you're just like, you hear a song and it moves you, it is because your vibration is synced with that emotion at the time. And so finding a song that expresses the way that you're feeling, the artists put a certain feeling with the words in which they sing for a reason. And it's really nice to be able to have a song, if you're finding it hard to get out of the slumps or let go of the anger or whatever it is, to find a song that expresses the way you're feeling. So here's what you do is you find a song that expresses how you're feeling, and then you sing it note for note, expressing Exactly. It doesn't matter if you can sing or not. Expressing the emotion is key. So many times we lock it down. We lock it down into our gut, we lock it down into our body, and then we have hip pains, we have cancer, we have all of these issues. It is because we lock down the emotion and we don't let it up. In fact, when you start to feel an emotion and people don't want to feel it, you'll see them swallow because it's coming up. It's coming from wherever it is, the pit of their stomach, their heart, their shoulder, wherever, their head, wherever. And it's coming up, it's coming out, and they don't want it to. And so you'll see them swallow a lot, like, they're swallowing it back down. They're trying to bury it back. They're burying it back. So letting it come up with song is a lot easier. Sometimes, most of the time, bringing it up through song and the emotion through singing. It's a way of expressing exactly how you're feeling. It does not have to be a happy song, you guys. If you're feeling mad, man, get some hard rock going. If you're feeling super sad, get a song that talks about the heartbreak, whether it's losing a loved one, whether it's lost memories, whatever it is that you're feeling, find a song, sing the song until it comes out. Write a letter. Go over writing a letter. Oh, in fact, number 9, we'll just go there. Writing a letter to somebody in particular, or an event. It can be a person, any noun, person, place, thing that happened. And you're just going to be super honest and authentic with this letter. Everything that needed to come out. I don't use foul language, but I tell all of my mentees and my family, my children, everybody, with this letter, you want to fully express. So if you want to say a curse word that you normally would not say, it's okay. I give you permission to write it down because you are expressing your frustration. Anything goes. And then ask for forgiveness from your creator and burn the letter. You may want to send this letter. Do not, red letters right there, number 9, do not send this letter. Super, super, super important. It's not going to change anything. You sending that letter will make you feel better and will make them feel super hurt. And they'll be like, what the heck? I didn't even know this was an issue. I didn't even know that now they are feeling all of those feelings that you expressed. And what are they going to do with it? There's nothing they can do with it except hurt. So you do not want to spread that virus. You think COVID is bad? Let's talk about sending letters, expressing things, saying things you cannot take back. Do not do it. It does no good. It does not fix a problem. It creates more of a problem. It creates more of a rift. I cannot express this enough. Do write the letter. Do not send the letter. Burn the letter. Plus, you can burn things. Who doesn't want to burn things and set things on fire? Do it in a safe place. I like to have me and my family, we do it in our grill. We have a charcoal grill, and that's where we burn our letters. Is we have a big burn party if we need to. Or a lot of times it's just one of us that's out there burning a letter. And I'm always really grateful. I'm so grateful that my kids and my family and my husband, he doesn't do it so much, but anyways, that we have this tool to let go of our emotions. Now, if you're Christian, you know about the atonement where Christ pays for our sins. there's also part of the atonement that has to do with forgiveness and healing. You guys, this is an extra level. I'm going to go there because I love you, because I think it's really beneficial. And if you're Christian, you'll understand it. If you're not Christian, you still probably understand it. So what I like to do, you can think of your higher power. I think of Christ, Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. And I close my eyes, and as I let that thing burn, I imagine him taking it up and saying, thank you for giving this to me. This is why I died for you. This is part of the reason why I died for you. It's beautiful, and it's a great way. It's another level of using the atonement of Jesus Christ to help us heal. It's beautiful. Okay, so give it to Christ. Do not give it to another person who doesn't know how to deal with that. Okay, or just burn it. Sometimes it's just fun to watch it all go up in flame. Okay. Another thing that you can do is to serve others. Okay, I have a story. We were neighbors with these beautiful people, and at the time, we mutually did not think that we were beautiful people. I had a dog who got out too many times and would sit there. She never attacked anybody, but she would get really close to people and bark. Well, my neighbors, I didn't really realize this was happening. So my neighbors, there was a conflict with my dog. I'm not going to go into detail. There was a conflict. Anyways, they were really mad. I was really mad. I went over there, knocked on the door, and we kind of had a shouting match. And anyways, I didn't know how to deal with it at that time. So I was like, oh, I'm just so angry right now. I'm so mad about this situation. Well, what happened is I ended up making cookies because I was like, you love those you serve. You love it. And I'm like punching the dough. You love those you serve. You love those you serve. And then I baked them up and I released the energy, kind of like, I was just super frustrated. So I beat the dough up. And then after I beat the dough up, I felt better. And then I went and I actually gave them these cookies, and I apologized. I was like, I'm really sorry about my dog. I did not realize that she was getting out. Anyways, I don't really want to go into like a really long story. So that's the gist of it. We made up. Everything turned out just fine. But it was nice to be able to serve, even though at the time when I was beating up the dough, I did not want to serve them. But by the end, when I actually went over to give them the cookies, I really did feel a lot better. And I want to say that I baked all of the bad energy out. Like it got burnt up in the heat. And so I really truly was able to serve them. And I felt better and they felt better, and it was beautiful. Okay, another tip is to get outside. Go outside and get some vitamin D and get some fresh air. Being in nature has its own vibration. And if you're ever feeling like you just are sad or depressed and you just can't seem to kick it, go for a walk or sit by a tree and kind of talk it out to the tree. It's awesome. All right. So those are some ways in which some practices that you can do to increase your gratitude, increase your health. Okay, what not to do. Now I'm going to make myself disappear again. Kind of fun. Bye. Okay. What to stop when you are feeling depressed. Stop dwelling on the past. You can't fix it. Sorry. You coulda and you shoulda. You should all over yourself. It is not going to help. Things aren't different. So instead of dwelling on the past, write about it, journal about it, pray about it, make resolutions if you need to, apologize, and don't dwell on it. You can't fix it. So what can you do now? And that's a question, a really good question is, the circumstances are what they are at this current place in my life. What can I do about it now? Another bad thing is to stay in isolation. You guys, we really do need each other. Complain, and blame. Complain, it's not attractive. Whining, complaining is not attractive to anybody, including ourselves. And so stop complaining about how things shoulda, quit shoulding all over yourself, and stop complaining about what should have been or what shouldn't have been. Stop complaining and stop blaming others, you guys. This was a hard one for me because I had some bad things happen to me when I was little that adults should never do to children. That's all I'm going to say. And for part of my teenage years and even into my 20s, I blamed those people, that person in particular. I blamed that person for a lot of the other mistakes that I made. And it wasn't until I stopped blaming and complaining that I was actually able to start healing. I'm not saying it's easy. It is not easy to complain, to stop complaining, and it is not easy to stop blaming other people for your situation. But let me tell you something. You are the main character of your story. Everybody else are supporting roles. What are you going to do now? What's done is done. Bad things happen and it sucks. Bad things happen all of the time. People do bad things to other people and it hurts. But what part can you do to heal that? Is it counseling? Is it going to a doctor? Is it confronting? Is it confessing? Sometimes we do things that we blame ourselves for different situations. We blame ourselves. We should all over the place. Can't do anything about it, you guys. I'm not saying that it's right. I'm not in any way saying what other people do is okay. It is not okay what happened to me when I was a child. It is not okay what happened to me as a young person. It is not okay what has happened to me in my life in certain areas. It is not okay. It was not okay. It is not okay. It will never be okay. But I'm still able to heal. That is something that I'm able to do because I choose to do it. I am able to forgive, hard as it is. I am able to forgive and get past situations, blame, complain. These are all things that keep holding you down. So if you want to stop feeling depressed and anxious and live in anxiety, start taking charge. What can you do? What is the next step that you can take? Okay, another thing, number 5, stop breathing. We stop breathing when we are depressed, when we're anxious, when we're feeling tight, when we're slooped, when we're slouched in and we're compressed. In just a minute, we're actually going to do an exercise where we open up and we breathe. So don't stop breathing. Continue to breathe. It's really important, but a lot of times you actually will hold your breath. So make sure that you're not holding your breath. All right. Try to not care anymore. Bury your feelings. Go ahead, bury them down. Stop trying to bury your feelings. Okay, catastrophizing in your head. This is one that I can fall prey to, is making things bigger than it actually ends up being. So COVID hit and I was terrified and I was stressed and I was anxious And I catastrophized in my head, like, we're gonna die. And so I kept my family indoors. I let them go into our backyard only because we had an acre. We stayed away from people. I catastrophized in my head, and I lived in a future that actually didn't even happen. I do this. I have a tendency to go here, and I have to check myself a lot to not catastrophize reality, to not catastrophize and predict into the future something that hasn't even happened yet. So be in the moment, take a deep breath. What can you do? Don't catastrophize. Don't catastrophize. Okay. All right. And then stop doing things that make you happy. This is a huge mistake, that when people are feeling depressed, they'll stop doing the things that make them not depressed. They'll stop going for walks. They'll stop painting. They'll stop mentoring. That's me, right? They go into themselves. They stop baking. They stop the things that bring them joy. So don't stop doing the things that make you happy. Make time for it, because it develops you as a person. It helps you to grow. It helps you to de-stress. Doing something that makes you happy and that you enjoy doing, it's good stuff. Don't stop doing it. Okay, go ahead and keep grudges on people. They did you wrong. This includes yourself. Forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. This is a huge part of healing. What do you need to forgive others for? And what do you need to forgive you for? And then write a letter. Write a letter to God, write a letter to yourself, write a letter to your mom, write a letter to your dad, write a letter to your grandma, the neighbor next door, whatever it is. Okay. Forgive and then burn the letter if you actually do that. I'm a big advocate of that. All right. And then go it alone. Yeah, you don't need help if you're depressed. Just go it alone. Nobody needs to know what you're feeling on the inside. I know that you're married or you have a significant other, they just wouldn't understand it. I can't tell my parents, I can't tell my church leaders, I can't tell my pastors, that's church leaders, I can't tell anybody because I don't want them to know. Ego gets in the way. Do not let ego get in the way of your healing. Get somebody, talk to somebody, get a friend that you trust. Believe me, if they're your friend, if they're truly your friend, they will help you through this hard time, through the depression. Get a counselor if you need to. Talk to your doctor. If prolonged depression continues, go talk to your doctor. Don't go it alone. All right. Now, told you that when I was 16, I tried to take my life. Glad it didn't happen. If you or someone you know thinks about hurting themselves or someone else, please call this number. Take a screenshot of this. It is so important. I actually should put another number up here, but I'm just going to tell you to text it. If you are in an abusive relationship and you think that there is no way out, please get help. I had a friend, her name was Michelle, and Michelle was one of my sister friends. She was in a relationship that was really, really, really awful. And we didn't realize how awful, but her husband ended up taking her life from her, and they left behind 8 children. It affects so many people. If you are in an abusive relationship, you know somebody or you suspect somebody is in an abusive relationship, if you have teenagers and you see early signs of abusive relationships, please, 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 please get help. Get help. Talk to them. Call for help. Yeah, this is one of those areas in which I should all over that, which I should all over myself. I should have told her. I should have seen that. I should have called. I should have been there. I shoulda. There was nothing that I can do right now. So if you know somebody who is thinking about hurting somebody, other people, if you or someone you know has thoughts of suicide, please get help. And this is the number for the suicide hotline where you can reach out for help. All right, we're going to take a break because it has been a little over an hour. So I want you to stand up and stretch. Stand up and stretch. I don't know if you can hear it on my voice, but I am stretching. It feels so good. Wiggle it out. Okay, move your body. And in fact, let me do this with you. I was doing it anyways, but stretch, wiggle your body. Oh, kind of twist and turn. And okay, now stand up if you want to, need to. Okay. Inhale. And when you release, I want you to release with a non-verbal sigh. Okay. Relax your shoulders. Roll them out if you need to. This feels really good because we've been sitting. Okay. So relax, wiggle it out. Okay. Wiggle out your fingers, your hands, shake, shake, shake. Okay. Now relax and release your shoulders and your jaw. Make your neck longer and then relax your belly. I actually have a friend of mine that I'm helping her to release her belly. She was always taught to keep your belly in and chest breathe. That does not let you expand and exhale to your fullest capacity. So relax your belly. And I want you to go to a place, whether it's right now or in a memory, and I want you to what? I want you to focus. Okay, so close your eyes, focus on the memory that you're grateful for, and then release your breath with an easy nonverbal sigh and inhale deeply through your nose. Sorry, that was a little verbal. Let's try again. Okay, open your eyes. Repeat this until you find a shift. So I'm gonna take me off of here again. Bye, guys. So this breath and a line was actually done by Rory Ledbetter. He has a YouTube video if you're interested in watching that. Look him up and then look for his breathing technique. And then here is what he says, the reasons, the work that he did, the research he did, reasons for restricted breath. Only a portion of it is surprise thoughts. So like you get surprised. You can either get scared or like something unexpected happens. Depressed, it wasn't as big of an area as I thought it would have been. Self-conscious actually wasn't either. So the biggest reasons why we hold our breath and we feel disaligned and is trying not to feel. This is why it's really important to find a song or to do another technique where you know, letter writing, singing, talking to a tree, going for a walk. Yeah, more techniques that I will share not in this series, but I have a surprise at the end. So I'm really, 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 I don't know if you can tell that I started smiling, but I'm really excited about my training I'm gonna offer to you guys. So I'm really, really excited about it. So trying not to feel something. And then fear of judgment and rejection is another huge reason. These are our two biggest areas, which kind of took me a little bit by surprise because I thought it would be these two. But it makes sense why these two, because a lot of the internal work that I do as a mentor is help with the fear of judgment or rejection and trying not to feel something. And memories and different things. Yeah, two huge areas. So that was really interesting to me. All right, let's go into exercise. Okay, so we're going to jump to exercise. This is a huge one that I thought I was just going to do a little blurb on it, but I'm going to spend some time. So the reasons why, because I like to why should I do something if I don't understand or I don't quote unquote like doing it? These are the reasons why you should. Okay. And this is an area where you should all over yourself. You should exercise. Okay. That was funny. All right. So it releases endorphins. These are the happy, feel good hormones, strengthens your heart and lungs. It makes you smarter. It increases your self-esteem. It increases your bone density, especially if you're going to do weightlifting. It increases your bone density. So when you're older, you don't have osteoporosis. Increases muscle mass. Don't worry, ladies. You cannot get big like men. They have a lot of testosterone. I can't say it correctly, but they have a lot of testosterone. I'm not even gonna try. They have a lot of hormones, the male hormone, that makes them big and strong. We do not have as much in our systems to make you big and strong like men. You just get really toned and you get sleek and you get tight and it's beautiful. All right. It helps you sleep. It helps your sleeping patterns. It helps prevent cancer. It improves flexibility. It improves your appearance, again, toned and sleek or big and muscular, whichever one you're going for. Anyways, reduces stress, increases energy, increases motivation, increases focus. And a lot of you all out there, if you're in a relationship, marriage, you'll like that it increases the libido. So that's another little huge benefit. So how do you date your how do you date your workouts? Try new things. If you think that you don't like to do things or you're incapable of doing things, I put this here for a couple of my loved ones, that they may not be wheelchair bound, but they're either chair bound or have problems with their feet or legs. And so there's always something you can do. Skateboarding, basketball, dancing, weightlifting. This happens to be one of my favorites. This is also another one of my favorites. Like I said, anything with water. Yeah, hiking. This represents hiking, just so you guys know. Mountain climbing or rock climbing. Our family loves rock climbing. We find a lot of joy in that, even though it's super hard for us. Scuba diving. My son was certified as a scuba diver. It is on my bucket list to do that. I love snorkeling. Love being in the ocean, you guys. Anyways, so different ways, different things that you can do. My daughter, she loves doing contortion, and so she's always doing gymnastics and stretching and doing yoga and doing different things to increase her flexibility. So dancing, sorry, all the things that I like to do, right? So if you feel like you don't like or you're not capable of doing something, where there is a will, there is a way. There was a time when I was dating somebody who loved mountain biking, and because of his love of mountain biking, I started to love mountain biking. I have a really fun story about hitting a rock, just to get you in the mindset of what the heck. I hit a huge rock, going really fast down a mountain. And I'm going to leave it at that because it's probably a story I will share in my training, in my program, in my offer that I'm going to offer you guys. So yeah, be looking for that story because it's going to end up there. All right. So why do we want to do these things? Connection with people, increase your brain capacity, makes you smarter. Heart health makes you strong. And it may be the missing puzzle piece to you feeling good. All right. If I had to narrow all of it down for you guys, if I had to narrow it all down and tell you what to do, your next one step, it is to start a gratitude journal. Again, list 5 to 10 things that you are grateful for. Spend 10 seconds on each item that you express, and then to really be with that thing that you're really grateful for. Then take 3 slow, deep breaths, like we did earlier, and then track how you are feeling for the next 2 weeks or longer. Like, do it every day. It's a good pattern. It's a good habit to get into. And so this is really, really your next step. If you are not doing anything else and you need to know where to start, this is a good place to start. Okay, for those of you who want ideas on how to track, depending on left brain, right brain, this is one way. Monday, I was at a 1. Tuesday, I was at a -2. Wednesday I was at a 5. Thursday, I was at a 0.5. You can also put the dates here. I didn't do that, but you could say 1-28, 1-29. You can do that. And then just track what's your number. And then for those of you who like this idea better, I had to put him. I couldn't help it. So where are you on a scale of 1 to 10? And then just color in how you're feeling. Mark the day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then, or just, you can even just draw on a piece of paper or in your journal, like draw one of these indicating which one you are at. So tracking so do this and then start tracking and see what happens. All right, now this is my baby that I am going to be offering. I am coming up with my amazing life formula. So these are going to have a lot of my techniques that I do of building up as well as setting free techniques. It's going to be it's going to be a lot like this. There may be it may be a little bit different. It may be the same. I'm really excited. It'll probably be a mixture of both slides as well as moving slides where I actually manipulate. I'll show you what I mean. Where I manipulate the items on the board. And so I make it interactive like this, instead of just still like I've been doing. Anyways, so I'm so excited about this. I'm really excited about this. So this is my program that I am going to be working on and creating, and I want to make an offer. So I have not yet started on this. I want to actually offer this live. And so you can be my test group. my guinea pigs. And so as you're my guinea pigs, we'll be live. So there will be Q&A. There's going to be training on the different areas in the area. So your perfect day, writing what a perfect day looks like, and then where you are currently, and then merging the two. And I'm going to be doing some training on how you can actually merge the two, and then how to create a vision board. What the heck is a vision board? Going deep dive. Just before this on my channel, I was getting ready to actually do this for you guys, and my daughter started talking about vision boards and different things. And so I did an unexpected training on why and how it works. And so I posted that on Facebook, or not Facebook, on YouTube. So if you're not on YouTube, go check out my channel, which I'll give you all that information. Just look up Emily Breyer and I will pop up. And so it's my last post that I posted. I didn't know how else to send her that. And then it was too long of a video to give to her through email or anything else. So I was like, hey, I'll just share with the world. And so I'm doing my makeup and my hair and stuff while I'm doing that training, but the training is really good. I'm going to be going over more in greater detail on my perfect, like in that area of the perfect day and where to do it and how to create one. Anyways, it's going to be awesome. I'm so excited. So I hope that you will find value in this training. If you did, you're going to want to check out this offer. And so I'm going to be posting it everywhere when I start. It is going to be awesome. And so I'm so excited about this. It's going to be incredible. So look for it. I have not yet set a price. It's because you're my guinea pigs. It's going to be an amazing value. I can tell you about the range. It's going to be between $100. I spend that going on a date with my husband, and this will change your life. So it's going to be between 100 and 300. Not that much, considering everything that I'm going to be holding your hand, and we're going to walk through it, and we're going to, like, it's going to be incredible. It's going to be something that you're not going to want to miss. And I'm going to record it all because I want it to be a program. And so if you choose to come in on this with me, this journey with me, you're going to get it for a super great introductory price between 100 and 300. And it's going to be you and me, Q&A, walking hand in hand. It's going to be awesome. And then I'll be recording it, and then I will be putting it together to sell on the internet. And my price will go up, especially as I tweak it, and it's going to be awesome. But you will get access to all of it for the rest of your life. Forever. It's yours. So you can go back, you can re-listen, you can you can adjust, you can like catch things that you didn't. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So I hope that you are excited about this, because I'm so excited about this. It is one of my life's mission. I have been this training has been on my heart. Creating a program has also been on my heart. And so I'm really excited to offer this to you. So how do you get a hold of me? How do you get in on this offer? Let me make me disappear again. I'm going to tell you every single time I'm going to make me disappear before I make me disappear. Okay. So how do you get a hold of me? How do you work with me? You contact me through support@claimbrilliance.com. This is the best way to get a hold of me. You can also contact me on Facebook. If you look at Facebook and you search up Emily Jean Breyer, I should pop up. Also, Claim Brilliance, Faith-Based Women. If you search that, I should also pop up. And if you look up Emily Breyer, I will pop up. I love to share different experiences with my family of the different fun things that I've done with them. So this was my son's 16th birthday, and he wanted to do something really fun and exciting. So we went, I love this picture. Anyways, we went ziplining. I love ziplining. It is one of the funnest things. I really like it. It's so fun. It's a little bit scary, especially when you're in really 75-foot trees that are swaying in the wind and you jump off of the ledge and that rope catches you and you zoom across and you land safely on another bird's nest. That's another platform. Anyways, it's so fun and exciting. Anyway, so this was what he wanted to do for his 16th birthday. So I thought that I would share some of the fun things that we've done. Yeah. All right. And then if you want to work with me, I do have certain levels of packages. My star package, it is my smallest package that I have. It is really reasonably priced because I want everybody to have a mentor that doesn't want to go it alone, but wants somebody by their side to be their cheerleader. That's my smallest package. My second package is 5 sessions, 60-minute sessions each. This one, I do include a free doTERRA oil, and I will go into what, when you hire me, I will go into why I choose these 3 and why I choose doTERRA and all of that. And so you also will be invited to my favorite, or my favorite, it is my favorite, but my private workout Facebook group. I have extra trainings on there, and we support one another. The only people that I have let in this page are my closest friends and family. I do not just let anybody in on this page. Sorry, I'm pausing, but I'm like, I can't express enough. I don't let other people in on this page. It is not something that I do. So if you want in on this page and you want that extra support, you want real people doing it with you, and you want that support, and you want extra trainings, get in on at least my middle package. And then my son package, this is my biggest package. We do 10 90-minute sessions with one extra bonus special session where we go over, we can either go over, there's a couple of different options. And so at the end of the 10 sessions, your 11th bonus session is actually what you want to do. Like, where is a gap? What can I help you with? We'll set up your next steps. We can talk about working together longer, or we can like really dive deep into your next steps. We can create life story, vision statement, proclamations, whatever it is that you want or need. This is a special bonus section where a lot of it is Q&A and planning for your future success. It is not that this session, this special session, I do not offer it in the other 2 groups. The other 2 groups I give you, they're packed full of really super powerful techniques. And we dive deep into a couple of different techniques. This is the only package where it's one-on-one with, like, I have a really pretty strict agenda with these ones and this one as well. this last one, this last session, it's going to throw you over the top. It is my best value. And on top of that session, I can't express the importance of this session. It is incredible. And so, but then with the Sun package, you actually get all 3 of these doTERRA oils, and the invite to my private Facebook workout group. Again, only my friends and family get to go to that. So I am going to stop sharing for a minute and be with you guys. Hi. Okay. So I kind of told you about my offers. And I got to tell you how excited I am about the program that I'm going to be offering, I'm going to be creating, and I'm going to be doing it live with you. If you choose in, please choose in. It's not going to waste your time. It's not going to be a waste of money. I have beautiful mentors that help me, and I have special training with Yale. I have special training with Kirk. I have special training with, I have so much training. It's ridiculous. But I don't want to keep it. What is the point of me having all this training and having all this knowledge and having all these tools if I cannot share them? If I cannot teach back what I have learned, then that would be super selfish of me. Super selfish. So I want to help you. I want to help you. I want you to succeed more than you want you to succeed. The reason why I would actually do this for free. Like, I'm not joking about that. In fact, I do a lot of stuff. I volunteer and I do a lot of training for free because I love it, because it is so important, because I know it's life-changing. I also know that if you don't invest a little bit of time, a little bit of resources, so a little bit of time and a little bit of money, people won't take it seriously. If they have nothing invested, then it takes nothing to just let the work sit, or let the knowledge without action isn't any good. So if you don't put into practice the trainings, then your life will not change. If you want a better life, you need to invest time and money and efforts, resources. Those are all resources. When you invest your resources, you actually are more likely, because you're investing in yourself, right? They're like little thank you notes to me, like, thank you so much for offering this. And trainings like this, where I'm doing it for free, this is another thing that I love doing. I love teaching. And so I post a lot of stuff. I'm starting to post about once a week to once every 2 weeks on Facebook and YouTube for free. There's no cost for this. No cost, because it's my contribution to you. It's my contribution to the world. But I'm hoping that one day the right people who want to have me on their side will invest in themselves and give me little thank you notes. So it's a win-win. I share with you and I receive. I give, I receive. You invest, you change. It's a cycle. And so as I share these things, and as I do the thing that I love doing the most, which is teaching and sharing, and giving and supporting and brainstorming, and then it changes lives. And I want your life to be your very best life. And I want to be by your side. If you will let me, I would love to support you. I would love to be on your side. So invest in yourself, your resources, little thank you notes that help support me in not only my mission, but also in feeding my family, in helping me grow more so I can serve more. It's really a win-win. It's like a cycle, right? And I want the cycle to continue to develop. I want the cycle to continue to evolve. And so the little thank you notes helps me invest more into what I can teach you. So thank you. And take the time, take the resources, invest in you. It's really not about me. What helps me helps you, because I want to serve you at a greater capacity. And when you invest in yourself, I give it forward, and it's amazing. One of my ultimate goals, one of the things that I feel really, really passionate about is to stop the human trafficking. And so when I get to a certain point where I can start contributing to that in the dollar amounts, that's my plan, is to support. Right now, I am all about talking about like watching for signs of human trafficking and protecting yourself and that type of a thing. But ultimately, I would love to do a foundation where all of the money, or part of the proceeds, goes to that underground railroad where they stop human trafficking. It's really important. And then feeding the hungry and building shelters and providing housing for those who are not able to do that for themselves. Something that I just feel it's my calling. So I have really big goals. And as I have really big goals, I get help by people who are willing to invest in themselves. And so I hope you take the opportunity to find me on Facebook, like and share. And to find me on Facebook, oh, did I say Facebook or YouTube? Anyways, find me on Facebook, find me on YouTube, share, and invest in yourself. Contact me again at support@claimbrilliance.com. And I look forward to hearing and getting your email and having us become partners in your goals and seeing you transform your lives. It's going to be awesome. So I will see you soon, and I look forward to hearing from you. All right. Bye.